Hi guys, this is Christina from Redefine Creative, and I'm back with another process video for you today. I'm going to be scrapbooking these two pictures of my son on one of those giant trampoline bouncing places when we were in Colorado. And I'm using the latest release from Amy Better Together. And so you'll see me there. I took a strip from the bigger paper, it's called Back and Forth, and then I'm pulling a bunch of different papers out of the 6x6 paper pad. And I'm going to use those and kind of layer them up to create a shelf on the bottom that's going to go underneath my photos and give it a place to rest. So you'll see me there, I'm just kind of layering the different pieces together. I didn't have 12 by 12 sheets of some of the patterns that I wanted, so I'm just cutting strips of the 6x6 paper pad and putting them together where they're going to be underneath those photos. So you're not going to know that it's actually two pieces instead of just one. Which is a really good tip to use if you don't have the 12 by 12 pattern paper that you want. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep playing with those. And in a second, you're going to see I'm going to go ahead and stop the camera and get those all layered up and glued down. And then we'll move on with the layout from there. But this is one of my favorite strategies for creating some interest as well as giving those photos a home to rest on. So a super easy look to create, but it adds a lot of dimension to your layout, which is what we're looking for. Alright, so there you see I've gone ahead and glued down all those different layers on the bottom, and now I'm just matting my pictures with a real thin white cardstock border around them so that they stand out a little bit more. Then I'm going to be using a gray ink pad, and I actually inked all the papers on the bottom, and I'm going to ink everything that I use on this layout to give it a consistent look. And these are two pictures of my son, like I said, doing the trampolines. And he is the youngest kid in our family, but he is absolutely the most adventurous. And so layout is going to be talking about how he's an adventurer and how he loves anything. He's absolutely fearless. So there I go ahead and I'm going to start adding some embellishments. And so I took that acetate piece, Love This Dude, and actually backed it in white cardstock because otherwise it wouldn't stand out the way I wanted it to. And then I pulled that little pink circle out of the Amy Tangerine sticker booklet, and I'm using that as a way to kind of anchor some of my embellishments onto the page so they don't look like they're floating off in space. And I like to repeat elements in my different groups, so that gives me some of that pinkish red color in the top and in the left top, and then also in the bottom. In the different pattern papers that I chose. And I'm layering up some embellishments up there in the top, and then they had a little die cut that said yes, and I went ahead and put a foam sticky dot on the back so that would stand up a little bit. And then I'm kind of playing with the rest of the embellishments, trying to decide what I'm going to add where. And I took that little clip, that one's actually from the Starshine by Chamel, but the colors match perfectly with my picture, so I went ahead and included that as well. And now I'm just flipping through the sticker booklet trying to figure out what else I'm going to use to add some extra dimension. And I think for a second I'm going to use that You Are My Favorite, so I back it in white cardstock, and then I end up going with the strip of XOXOs instead. So the You Are My Favorite doesn't actually make it onto this page. And then I wanted to add a little bit of that star detail up in the top, so I went ahead and cut just a tiny strip, and then I'm adding it underneath just to bring that color, some of that blue color up into that top embellishment cluster. And then I'm going to go ahead and use some of the Amy Tan thickers, they're called Thick and Thin, and add my title just in the bottom corner of that photo. There was a little black area that was perfect to kind of anchor my title. And then I'm going to go through and add some enamel dots in each little cluster. You see me kind of looking for the perfect colors, pulling out different packages so that I get some colors that work. And I'm adding those just in groups of 3, and you're going to actually see me change that on the one on the bottom in a little bit because I do make a mistake that I need to cover up. So I move those enamel dots around to kind of cover up my mistake so that it's not visible. And then while I was off camera, I went ahead and added my journaling to the bottom. And now I'm taking the Amy Tangerine roller stamp and adding some phrases to each of the 3 clusters. I wanted to share with you my journaling at the bottom. It just says, you are an adventurer at heart. I love and hate that you have no fear and are always up to try new things. It makes my heart happy to watch you fly. You embrace every adventure and live larger than life every day. And then you'll see me in that bottom corner. You can kind of see where I made that mistake and had to use the enamel dot to cover it up. And then I'm showing you just some close-up images of the final layout. I hope you enjoyed and this gives you some inspiration. And click below, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.